Hi, I'm Mr. Boongu, who is your friend of mind. In this playlist we will discover how to kill depression. Chapter 1. Understanding depression. The very first and most obvious step when it comes to overcoming depression is to understand it and accept the fact that depression is a real illness. What is depression? Depression or major depressive disorder or clinical depression is a serious but a prevalent medical illness that has adverse effects on the way you feel about yourself and others, the way you think and the manner in which you act. There may have been a time when going to a particular place would make you happy from the inside, irrespective of what your mood or emotional state was. The very same place might fail to cheer you up when you feel depressed. Depression doesn't only change the way you feel about a person or a place, it has the potential to affect you physically and drastically reduce your ability to carry out the most basic functions, be it at home, school or at work. Sleeping, eating and working can become tasks that you will not enjoy, let alone get through in the usual manner. Types of depressions. Like every other medical condition out there, depression too comes in various kinds that may develop under unique and varied circumstances. The most common ones are persistent depressive disorder, dysthymia, perinatal depression, psychotic depression, seasonal affective disorder and bipolar disorder. It is fundamental to remember that the types are purely subjective to the person and may vary from person to person. 1. Persistent depressive disorder. Dysthymia, as it's commonly called in the medical profession, is usually diagnosed after the depressed mood has lasted for at least 2 years. A patient diagnosed with persistent depressive disorder usually exhibits episodes of major depression, accompanied by periods of symptoms which are not as severe. However, symptoms normally last for a minimum of 2 years. These symptoms may include apathy, antisocial behavior or even wanting to be alone. They may also include personal neglect. Symptoms. Persistent depressive disorder (PDS) symptoms come and go over a period of years, and their intensity can vary with time. However, typical symptoms do not disappear for a little over 2 months at a time. In addition to the recurrent symptoms, there are chances of prominent depression incidences occurring during or before persistent depressive disorder. This illness is also called double depression. Some common indicators of PDS can cause substantial impairment. Some of them are disinterested in getting through daily activities, feeling sad, empty and feeling down all the time, feeling futile, constantly tired and lacking in energy, immensely low self-esteem, negative self-critique increases, feeling incapable of completing tasks that you were once good at. Concentration and decision-making abilities are hampered. The feeling of being irritated all the time or just feeling angry without any reason. Decrease in effectiveness and productivity. Saying no to social activities. Guilt and past regrets loom over you. You either start eating too little or overeat. Sleep deprivation. These symptoms have now become a part of the individual's day-to-day experience. These are emotions one is bound to express, particularly in the case of early onset, e.g., "I have always been this way." When it comes to children and teens, the general mood to look out for will be irritable, instead of feeling depressed, and it usually lasts for at least a year. Parents often fail to notice it or pay heed to it, stating, "It's a phase, it will pass." This is one of the reasons they may not have seen, let alone reported, these symptoms to a doctor. It takes a keen eye to recognize these symptoms as symptoms and not the newly accepted teen way of life. However, there may be external influencers such as an individual who is constantly around you and notices the changes in you and probes you to receive help. To meet the indicative criterion of dysthymic disorder, The symptoms could be a result of the direct or impending physiological effects of abuse of any substance, e.g., alcohol, drugs or medications, or even a common general medical condition, e.g., cancer or a stroke. These symptoms will also be the reason for significant distress or the impairment of social, educational or even occupational areas of day-to-day activities. It is scary to think about how these symptoms are there right in front of us. They can be exhibited by potentially anyone, from the person you love the most to yourself. Being aware of these symptoms will help to identify the right moment to reach out for a skilled professional hand. Talk to the doctor of your choice about your symptoms, preferably a doctor who knows your medical history or a doctor you are comfortable sharing your information with.